And we're live. Back again. Mulligans and Hackers Golf. I'm Chris. And this little guy.
I'm Alvin that's fucking around with the microphone right now.
Amateur hour over here. We, again, as you can see, are mobile podcasting. It might be a little bright behind us because the sun's kind of going down back there because we are on our way back from our second event of the AGT season at Delacour, the Canal at Delacour.
And holy smokes, conditions today.
Just want to say the weather, heat-wise, awesome, great. Leah cannot blame us for any kind of weather, even though she was pestering us.
And I know, she's going to be listening to this. You know what, Leah? The picture that you sent to me and the text that you sent to me while we were on the road today about the weather was a little premature and very inaccurate. And I think you were worried for nothing.
We got it in her brain now, though.
That there was one cloud floating around the golf course today before we got there that was causing her some concern. I'm guessing that's what it was. But it turned out to nothing other than a hurricane of fucking wind.
Yeah, like it was warm, but it was windy. And I mean, like, we're talking multi-club winds today.
Yes. Multi-club winds and still not getting there.
Yeah, and multi-clubs coming with the wind, dialing back.
Dialing down 2 clubs and still hitting from back green or back bunkers.
Yeah.
It was a day.
It was an interesting day.
It was a very fatiguing day because of the wind. You walked, which was totally fucking animalistic.
Yeah. So my Golf Canada app, I let it into my health app. I walked 11.9 kilometers apparently and 14,000 and some odd steps.
I believe it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, and for you, a guy that's in shape, to feel it, I'm so glad I rode in the cart today. And my cart partner today, Paul, we had the group of Pauls. You were the only not Paul.
Yeah.
Because my last name is Paul, and we played with Paul Betts and
Paul Ferg.
Ferg. What?
Ferg.
And they were great partners. Really enjoyed their company. Enjoyed their golf game today. So shout out to those 2 guys.
Yeah, really great guys. And, gladly golf with them again anytime.
Anytime we golf with those guys. And
I mean that's par for the course playing on the AGT though, right?
You bet. And I mean we've played with some really good people. Okay, so we're early in the pod. So our good friend Blair that we talk about on the podcast all the time had a little incident today on the way to Delacour. The engine blew in his car. But
sorry, buddy.
The commitment of this guy, dedication, I'm going to put it out there. He still made the event and played 18 holes.
And beat me by a stroke.
And beat Chris by a stroke.
Even though we were in different flights. And wasn't he practicing on the side of the road or something while he was waiting?
Yeah, there's some good content on the social medias of him like hitting wedges in the ditch. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see you, buddy. It was glad.
Good to see you, pal.
We were glad that you made it, and hope you did. Hope you did well at Olds, which you'll be playing tomorrow.
Yes.
So to those of you that are listening to this that played at Olds, hope you guys had a great time. We are not playing that one. We are, like I said, we're currently on our way home here. We should be, we're about an hour and 45 minutes from home. We got the sun setting behind us, doing a little roving podcast as we do.
I like this. I actually like these.
Yeah, these are good, and we don't have to put time aside later in the weekend to get them done, right?
So we played. The day started. A hurricane and wind on T-box number 1.
Yep, playing from the whites.
6,100 yards or something?
Yep, 6,127 if I'm not mistaken.
6,127.
21. Okay, close.
Close, very close. So, in the conditions, I'd like to say that I'm happy with the way I played for the conditions that we had. I am. You're probably not.
No.
But I started out on hole number 1, hit the fairway. So I'm like, okay, we're off and running.
Yeah, I hit a tee. I hit a 6-iron off the tee box just for Leah. We had the wind at our back. So
I didn't hit the green. I actually really fucking duffed the second shot there on number 1. Chipped it out 2 putted for a bogey. So I got off the first hole with a bogey. I'm like, here we are. We're in the tournament. Started with bogey on hole number 1. We're off and running.
Yep, I was up the middle of the fairway. I hit a 50 54
degree wedge.
Yeah, 54-degree wedge into the green, and that club's usually good for 110 yards. It said I think I had like 120, 115, 120, and I'm like, oh yeah, the wind's gonna push it a little bit. Oh no, it fucking pushed it. It fucking took it off the back, off the left side. And having never played there, I mean, Leah did say that the OB was tight. So, I mean, I get up there, I think, I probably just because I seen a bounce. I'm like, I bounced to the left. I should be off the left side of the green. I mean, we'll chip on and we'll see if we can't save a par. I get up there. Well, it's OB. So I have to run all the way back to where I hit my ball, drop another one, and hit my third shot from there. I hit my third shot. I ended up 3-putting. Did I 3-putt that hole? Yeah. I ended up 3-putting, got a double, and got out of there, and I'm 2 over through one, and I mean, I'm kind of like, okay, that's kind of a sucky start, but whatever, given the wind. So
then on number 2, I went fairway green, 2-putt par. I'm like, stellar.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I don't know what I did, but I ended up with a par.
So through the first 6 holes, I'm 4 over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, in these conditions, let's fucking go.
So,
all right, I'm managing it well. I'm hitting some good shots. Not having to go look for it too far if it's in the first cut or whatever. Bunkers were a bitch, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So then when we get to hole number 7, which was a par 5, I hit the fairway, hit my third shot in a little long, and I went to the back bunker. It took me 3 to get out of the bunker, and I 2-putted for a triple. And I was like, the bunkers, some of the bunkers were really like packed down and was hitting like hitting off concrete, and some of them were really
nice,
uber fluffy.
Yep. Yeah,
right?
there was they were not consistent.
I was kind of not tight to the lip, but it did take me 3 to get. I had to come out sideways, like literally with the third one. So that was the first, I guess, blow up hole. I tripled it. It was like, okay, let's get out of this. Let's move on. It's not the end of the world type thing, right? So then I go to hole number 8, and it's fairway just off the front chip. Oh no, that's the one where I put it in the bunker on my second shot and got up and down on number 8. So I parred number 8 by getting up and down from the bunker, which I hit a really good bunker shot.
Yep.
Then number 9. This is my first hole where I had some difficulty. A par 3. Wind going with us.
Yeah. It was pretty short.
It was pretty short. I hit an 8-iron. My ball was a great flight on the ball. Hit the green in the front, rolled all the way back, and went off into the bunker in the back. Like it traveled the entire length of the green.
Well, those greens are fucking hard, man. They weren't sticking. Like even.
And so this is the third hole in a row that I'm in the bunker.
Yep.
And I 3 to get out of that one.
Yep.
On a par 3.
Yep.
And then I proceed to 3-putt. So I butchered that one and took an 8 on a par 3.
So where were you sitting at after 9?
I had a 48.
Okay.
So that hole put me in the 48 territory. So I wasn't, it's disappointing.
Yep.
And it was disappointing. But we got 9 more holes to play in these conditions. So, I'm making the turn with a 48. If I could do a little bit better on the back, maybe bring it down into the low 90s, high 80s would be great. So, but nobody in our group was all of it.
We were all around the same, I think.
Yeah, because
I think there was 2 strokes difference between the highest and the lowest.
Yeah, because Paul, you and Paul were tied at 49, weren't you?
Yeah. Me and Paul
Betts
were tied at 49, and you and Paul Ferg were tied. Or no,
Paul Ferg had 50.
Paul Ferg had a 50, and you had a 48, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I came out of it in the lead in our group, but that wasn't really saying much. So.
Well, I mean, like I said, I started with a double after a penalty stroke. I had to run all the way back up there, and then the guys behind are teeing off. So it's like she was saying. I talked to Leah after, and she's like, "Yeah, I told Chris to hold on because he was going to tee off," and she's like, "It looks like he's coming back to hit another ball." I'm like, "Yep." So next year when I play there, I know there's OB there. I will hit a provisional so that we can keep the pace of play going. And then I parred 2. I parred 3. We get to a par 3 on number 4. Wind was kind of with us. I hit a club that was 1 less than what I would normally hit there, and it was 2 clubs too many. Yeah. I ended up way back, way behind. So, I mean, luckily there's no OB, no nothing there. I had to hit out of the shit. It took me 2 chips to get on, and then a 3 putt. So I take a triple. Then on the par 5, I hit a great drive. I hit a great second shot. So I have a look at the green in 3. Again, we're into the wind here. And I'm like, I got to club up. And I just didn't commit to my shot. And I came down with my 8-iron, spun it out to the right. It was in a really shitty spot. I went to chip it. I couldn't really get down to it. It was in the rough. I fucking chubbed it into the bunkers. You're talking about bunkers. Took me 3 to get out. I ended up with a quad. So we went triple quad, back to back. Okay, so we're at 9 over through 5. Number 6, which is a par 4. I don't remember what fucking happened. I ended up with a double anyways. 7, I brought up my driver because I was just mad and just said, like, if I'm going to do anything, I have to be aggressive now. Hit a great drive up the right side. Thought it might be too right. It was good. It was well, like I was at the 150, so I had lots of room to go for it in 2. I dialed back 2 clubs. Dialed back 2 clubs because the wind was with us. Ended up in the back bunker. So first bunker shot doesn't get out. Then it gets up against the lip like yours. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm just going to fucking swing as hard as I fucking can and just get it up in the air. So I swing as hard as I can. The sand comes up. The ball hops on the green. The wind blows it right back in my face. I had sand in my eyes. My fucking ear was full of sand. Like, it took me a minute to kind of just knock my head out a little bit, like get some screws loose. So I had a putt for par. I made my par. Okay, so that's not bad. We parred the par 5 after the last one we shit the bed on. Number 9, the par 3. I was off the back a little bit on the fringe. I ended up taking a bogey. So I finished with a 49 plus 13 on the front. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, those scores aren't indicative of how we play, but I putted well today. I putted really well today, even though those greens were rock hard and fast.
Well, they just did it. Like, you couldn't. It was almost impossible. You had to play them the same way you play Desert Bloom. You play them short and let them roll up. Because if you're trying to hit a high wedge into them, it's really hard to stick them unless you got spin control. Yeah. Like, and for guys like us, we don't have that, no. So it's hard for us to play it that way, right? So how'd your back go? So you're 1 stroke up on me going into the back, 1 stroke up on Paul going into the back, and 2 strokes up on other Paul.
Yeah. So then we made the turn. And again, where we were, I was like, if I can play the back 9 a little bit better than I played the front 9, possibility low 90s, high 80s, right?
So at least put you in somewhere.
I'm there, mm-hmm. Right? So make the turn, number 10. Start off with a par 4. Fairway, didn't hit the green, chipped it on, 2 putted for a bogey.
Nice.
Then the next hole's a par 3.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I didn't hit the green, but I chipped it on and 1 putted for a par.
Oh, yeah.
That was where I made that really nice putt.
Yes.
Then the next hole was par 5. I hit my
drive was good.
My drive went over to the left in the bunker. Fairway bunker on the left. I chipped it out to the 150-yard marker.
No, that was 17.
No, was that 17?
Yeah.
What was this one?
This one's a straightaway one. You hit that up. You hit it up the fairway.
No, I didn't. I was off the left side.
Oh, were you?
Cut.
Oh, you were in the first cut, but you weren't in trouble.
No,
you were just off the first cut.
And
you were fine.
I got it up towards the greens in 3, chipped it on 1, putted for a par. So I have back-to-back pars. So I'm 1 over through the first 3 on the back.
Yep.
Perfect. Great start. Then we get up to the next par 4, and it's the first duff I've had off the tee box in forever.
Well, why did you duff it?
Why did I duff it?
I know exactly why you duffed it.
Well, enlighten me and enlighten the listeners.
Because there was no reason for you not to hit driver.
Oh, that's because I hit the 3-wood off the tee box.
Yeah.
For the first time.
You had driver in your hand.
Yeah,
You seen that it was a dog leg left, right. And you're like, I don't need driver. I'm gonna hit 3-wood. And you never hit 3-wood off the tee box. Never. So there was no reason for you to hit 3-wood off the tee box. You could have hit driver and you could have been 100 yards out and you would have had a perfect shot in.
I hit a really good second shot 3-wood. Then I put it on 2 putted. I double bogeyed that one because that was a par 4, and so I hit a really good 3 shot for my second shot. My third shot I didn't get it there. 4th shot got it on, and 2 putted for a double. Mm-hmm. So now 3 over through 4 on the back 9, right? Then we get into the fucking carousel of bogeys. 14, 15, 16. Bogeyed them all. Again, with the conditions, it was always either too long or too short, and you're recovering from that. And my short game was really good today. My putting was really good today, so I kept it in bogey territory instead of putting it in double bogey territory. So I was happy with those 3 holes, bogeying them out.
Well, it's like I said earlier, right? Like before we started recording, the tough thing about the wind was you didn't know what it was going to do a lot of the time, so you didn't know. Like you're like, I want to miss here. But you couldn't do that.
So 17, dogleg right par 4, but a short one with a bunker. You know that one that went around
right in the way.
Right in the way, right? So, Paul, that was in the car with me, was the only one that hit the fairway.
Yeah, he went driver.
He went driver, hit the fairway. All 3 of us put it in that bunker, in front of the green. I was the only one to actually get it on the green from that bunker.
Yes.
And I 2-putted for a par.
Nice.
I do believe Paul 3-putted for a bogey.
No, it's it. Oh, the other Paul?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Paul in your car 3-putted for a bogey, and the other Paul got a 6. So did I.
So I'm like, hey, here we are. Get up to hole number 18. Pound it down the fairway. I'm inside the 150. Great look at the green. I absolutely, positively flush an 8-iron. And when I say I fucking flushed it, I was like, I have never hit this iron so pure and so good in my life.
Into the wind.
And into the wind, and still came up 50 yards short.
Yeah, that's how windy it was. It was fucking wild, man.
The ball went straight up, stopped in midair, and came straight down.
It was like somebody just freaking dropped a bomb right out of an airplane.
So I'm like, oh shit. So this was a tough pin on 18.
Yes.
So I chipped it past.
Yeah, if you're up.
And I was a little above the hole with a little bit of a, from my vantage point, it was a little bit of a left and right sweeper.
Which it was.
Which it was. I hit it. I touched it. And it went.
I wouldn't even say you hit it. You like barely touched it.
I got it moving. And it went 7-8 feet past the hole.
Yep.
And I had to come back. And I just missed that one out to the left and I 3-putted. So I doubled 18. 4 to 44 on the back.
Yeah, not bad.
So it's 4 strokes better than on the front. And if I could have took the 4 strokes off that fucking par 3, that would have been a great score today.
Yeah, would have been okay. You would have been happy with that.
But so I finished with a 92.
Yep.
Plus 20. So for me in the conditions today, I was really happy with that because only one hole really kind of got out of hand.
Yep.
The other ones I managed really well, other than the par 5 that I triple bogeyed. But that was errors getting out of the bunker. So all in all today, for me, 92, I'll take it and run.
So for me on the back, I hit a great drive on 9. On 10. Again, I ended up long with my wedge. I was a foot on the right side of the OB. Like I was flirting with the OB again. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Which, by the way, I just want to put this out there. I get that there's tight OBs, but there is so much more room to it. Like, you got at least another 10 or 15 yards that you can give people. You don't need to put the OBs up there. I thought they were a little tight, to be honest. But, I mean, I get it. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
That's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, we don't want no final destination shit here.
Some pipes are looking a little precarious.
So 11's par 3, longer par 3 into the wind. I take 2 clubs extra, spray it out to the right. I hit a provisional, spray it out to the right. Go and find both my balls. I could hit my first one. So I'm like, I'm not going to hit it. I'm going to just go and take a drop on line of entry because it wasn't even in a hazard. It was just in the thick shit. So I took a 1-stroke penalty. Went back on line of entry and took a 1-stroke penalty. Chipped on and 2-putted for double bogey. So I'm currently 3 over through 2 on the back. Next hole's par 5. Got the wind with us. So I rip driver, rip it up there like it's money. I got 205 left to the green. And at this point, I'm just fucking mad. Because I'm like, this is fucking horse shit. Like, you got to play better than this. So I grabbed my 5 hybrid. And I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. I mean, most days I would take my 6-iron and just kind of run it up there. And then give myself a nice little chip and then a real chance at birdie. This time I hit my 4 hybrid, or my 5 hybrid. I hooked it a little bit. I ended up off the left side of the green, probably, 50 yards. And all I could see was the top of the flag. And I walked over there and I kind of looked at the flag and then I walked down to where my ball was. And I was sitting okay. I wasn't like in heavy shit. Like it was decently light in that particular area. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to get under this. I can pop it up. I was kind of short-sighted on the pin though, because it was only like 3 feet onto the green from where I was chipping at. So I hit the chip. I could not see it land. I could not see anything. I hit the chip and I'm like, oh, that felt great. Awesome. So I walk up the hill. Here it is, a foot from the pin. And everybody's like, great shot. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I haven't had a birdie look all day. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Step up, drain my putt. First birdie of the day in the group. Drained it. Beauty. Okay, next hole. Little dog leg left. This is the one where Alvin, this is the one where you went 3-wood off the tee, where you could have went driver. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be aggressive. Like, if I get it in the right angle, I could damn near drive the green. So I played aggressive with it, and I aimed really left, knowing that my miss is to the right a little bit. I sprayed it out to the right just a little bit. Again, OB's on that side of the car. I'm like right here. So it's like a foot inside or foot inbounds. And I'm like, okay, well, I got 80, or what did I say? I had 100 yards to the pin. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to hit an 85-degree wedge. The wind will carry it the other 15 yards. Like, there's no way it shouldn't. Well, I throw a fucking dart to, like, I don't know, what was it, 1.5 feet? Make that one for back-to-back birdies.
So now, at this point, I'm getting a little concerned that he's getting himself back at the game.
Well, I'm 14 over at that point. 1 over on the back. Completely erased the double bogey. And it's like, okay, well, this is good. And I mean, it was just an attitude switch of let's just go be aggressive. Fuck it. And so next hole, I go to hit my driver, kind of get it low. It gets out there, but it's not a great drive. It's up the right side. It's kind of into the shit on the right. Get up there. For whatever reason, I usually do a good job of playing out of the shit. I usually am able to hit those balls a lot better than most people. So I take 1 extra club, I swing, I get it out on the left side of the green, I 2-putt, I make par. So we're through 14, and I'm at bogey golf. I found my way back to bogey golf finally. So it's like, okay, well, you've done something good for yourself. You kind of figured it out. Well, 15, the wheels came off. So 15, we have a 110-yard par 3, straight into the fucking wind.
Yeah.
Water right down the pin line and on the right.
It's almost an island green, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they call it an island green. So
there's lots of room on the back, but
yes,
there's no room on the front because it's all water.
So I get up, hit my only duff tee shot of the day with my gap wedge, kind of run it. It runs along the hazard line, rolls onto the rocks. Okay, so I go back on line of sight where it entered. I drop. I take a penalty stroke. I'm hitting 3. Well, I go to chip it, and I thought I hit a good chip. Still wasn't enough into the wind. Wind kind of kills it right at where the water meets the green, knocks it down. Okay, I got to go back a little bit, take a chip. Now I'm hitting 5. Chip on, 2-putt, get out of there with a quadruple bogey. Well, there goes all the work I just did. Now, after 15, I'm 18 over.
And I breathed a little more calmly after that one. Because he was closing the gap, and it was going to be close coming down the stretch.
Well, I mean, I didn't have it today, and that's fine. But 16, I aimed out to the left, kind of stayed there, rolled up through the sand trap, found my ball in the heavy fescue, chopped it out to about the 150, chipped it over the green, chipped it back, and then two putted for a bogey. 17, ended up in that bunker. Hit the first bunker shot like a normal bunker shot instead of like a fucking actual like a fairway bunker shot. Ended up on the green, three putted that one. 18, I hit an absolute piss missile into the wind. Like, I'm telling you, I had 65 yards left, and I fucking crushed that ball with the driver. Great drive. And I'm like,
best drive of the day, probably out of our entire group.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. I was like, that, I said to myself, I'm like, one more good driver swing, then we're done for the day. So I was getting a little sore. My knee was starting to bug me a bit. I'm like, man, I'm getting tired.
And again, in those windy conditions, man, fatigue is an issue.
Mm-hmm. More than I would have thought, right? So I hit a great drive, get up. I take a 9-iron. I was just going to keep it low and do a bump and run. Like, I could have hit a wedge into it, but we're into the wind, and I was like, so tired of fighting the wind all day. I just want to stay underneath. Kind of caught it on the toe, off to the right, chipped it on. Well, I ended up fucking 4-putting for a 7. So
don't see that much from the ginger.
So I had 2 3-putts and a 4-putt today, and 1 0-putt, and I ended up with 1.7 putts per hole still. Anyways, I finished with a 96, which is fucking awful. And that put Alvin into a tie for 8th, and me into 12th for the tournament. So Alvin will pick up some points on me this time around.
Top 10 finish for the Alvinator.
Yep.
Love it.
So it was, again, it was a fun tournament. It wasn't the scores maybe that I had envisioned. I mean, Alvin's happy with how he played. I mean, I was happy with parts of my game. Like, I mean, lately I've been noticing I have 9 really stellar holes and 9 really bad holes for whatever reason. Like, if I take my 9 best holes in that round, I was 1 over. If I take my 9 worst holes, I was 23 over. That's a problem, and that's something I got to work with here a little bit. But I'll fuddle my way through. I mean, I'm headed to Pinebrook in 3 weeks here to go and play in that one. That'll be on the Monday, and then I believe the upcoming weekend after that, or
it's the weekend of the 26th and 27th of June.
Okay, so 2 weekends later is the major in Paradise in Lethbridge.
Canyon and Lethbridge, we will be there at that one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
The upcoming events is keeping us interested in this season. It's like today my swing felt better than it's felt for a long, long time. I had, other than the one drive with the 3 wood, which wasn't the driver, I had 0 issues with driver. The first approach shot on number 1 was the worst iron shot I hit all day. And my short game, other than, again, a couple of little bunkers getting away from me, my putting was good. And I was happy. I was really happy with how I played. There was not a ton of stress in the 18 holes. A couple of holes got away from me, but the rest of them was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Right? Some fairway to green stuff happened. Some fairway chip 2 putts happened. Made a couple of nice long putts to save either a bogey or make a par.
I mean, I had a couple. I mean, there was some good stuff in that round that I was happy with. I mean, there was some stuff where I was kind of like, "What the hell are you doing?" But I mean, that's golf for you.
There was some stuff today where I looked at you and that was the same thought in my head. What the fuck are you doing? Like some of that stuff today, like I've never seen you do, right? Like, but
it happens.
It happens. The conditions were one thing, and when we mitigated the conditions, we played well. When the conditions weren't right for the holes that we were playing, we struggled on those holes.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you if you looked at our scorecards, the holes where we had the wind, I think we played well. the holes where the wind was against us, I would wager a guess that we struggled as a whole. And I mean, naturally, right? Like this is part of us being amateur golfers is it took us too long to figure out how many clubs we needed to adjust,
Fair
right?
enough, yeah.
Like, and that's the reality. I mean, I was talking to one of the guys after the round who's driving player, and he said he had that problem all day. He's like, I'm going to hit this one. I'm going to see if it lets me short or long. And he's like, I would skull it every time. He's like, so then it didn't give me an answer. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like, so it was hard for me to get any data to tell myself, do I need to club up? Do I need to club down? Because you're not giving yourself any feedback. But I mean, overall, I mean, it's a nice course. It's got fast greens, very linked style, not a lot of water. It was hot as balls today, and it reminds me a lot of Desert Bloom.
The water that was around there, though, was always strategic.
Oh, yes.
Right? The water was planned to be in play on the holes that it was around.
Yep.
So, take that for what it is.
You didn't win any snips today?
I didn't win any snips today.
No, you tied for, I think, three holes. I tied for 1 or 2, and then I won one snip.
Thanks, Leah, for, getting me into the snips and, paying somebody else money.
Thanks for the donation, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome, you asshat.
So better luck next time.
We'll see.
But yeah, no. So we're headed back. Once we get back, we got a tee time tomorrow morning over at back at our home club, Medicine Hat. Get a round in and see how it goes, and then we'll got men's league on Wednesday, and I think next weekend, we're going to do something a little different. I think we're going to maybe play Cottonwood on Saturday, or try to play Cottonwood on Saturday, and then we're going to play Riverview on Sunday. Give ourselves a little break from the Medicine Hat, and then reset a little bit and keep working on our games.
Yeah, it's a good day. Looking forward to tomorrow. Seeing if this game that I played today, the hurricane and wind, can translate to our home course, and see what kind of score we can put up tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, right? I mean, we know where to miss on that course, so I mean, it's a lot less forgiving when you miss where you shouldn't miss, because you know you shouldn't miss there. But it'll be a fun round tomorrow. Yeah, I think
there it is. Top 10 finish for the Alvinator. Maybe going to sneak ahead of Chris in points on the leaderboard.
Possibly.
So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yep. Later, guys.
Take care.